Where the fuck is the NX? Okay, but really, let's talk about the NX because it's like mid-October now, and we have still heard nothing from the source, the Big N. We have heard nothing about the NX yet. What could they be thinking? If they really want to make a March release date, they got to talk about it. Like, they got to start getting people hyped up. They are really running out of time. Even if they are taking to heart the fact that they released the Wii U, or they unveiled the Wii U a year and a half too early, but the fact remains is that they are running out of time to tell us about this motherfucking console. Or handheld. Who really knows at this point? Who really knows what this dream machine is? Now, I actually have a bit of logic as to why they might not have revealed it yet. So, very recently, Paper Mario Color Splash has been released to actually fairly positive results. I mean, I thought this game was going to be totally hated on, but it seems like a lot of people are actually kind of into this game, and it's actually making me excited to play it. Now, if Nintendo had unveiled the NX, say, late September before Color Splash had come out, that could have taken some of the wind out of their sails with that game, because really, like with the Wii U pretty much being dead, they needed that game to sell as well as they could. They need the few games that they have coming out in the near future to sell as well as they can to hold them off until the NX comes out. Now, with that said, Paper Mario Color Splash is out now, so why like that doesn't mean anything. Like why haven't they unveiled it like October 8th? If Paper Mario came out October 7th, why not just unveil it October 8th once people buy the game and whatnot? Nintendo still has some pretty big releases this holiday season. You know, they have the mini NES, which is going to be huge. I think that's being sold out like everywhere. Like pre-orders are like done. Like it's just crazy. It's selling gangbusters. And then there's of course Pokemon Sun and Moon, which like I am unbelievably hyped for, and so are many other people. Pokemon fans and non-Pokemon fans. Like I know people that are getting back into the series because of this game. So Pokemon Sun and Moon is going to be huge. If they start revealing huge like NX games like these like next generation games before Pokemon Sun and Moon are released, that could also take some of the wind out of the sails for that because some people might say, "Oh, I want to save up for this new Mario game over this Pokemon game," even though I don't know why you'd ever want to do that. I still love Mario, but Pokemon, it's Pokemon. It's way more important. But uh, but then there's also the fact that there's a rumor and a fairly reliable rumor. I don't want to say it's a true rumor, but fairly reliable. That's been saying that Game Freak is making a game for the NX. To me, that just screams Pokemon Sun and Moon version for the NX because speaking of rumors, there's also rumors going around that Sun and Moon, or rather, oh, sorry, what am I talking about? That the NX is going to be a hybrid console. That it's going to be a console and it's going to be a handheld. If that's the case, porting a handheld onto a more powerful console or a presumably more powerful console would make a lot of sense. Um, Now, I know Pokemon Sun and Moon probably wouldn't be as affected as much as Paper Mario Color Splash with an NX unveil before Sun and Moon. Still, I don't think they want to take any wind out of any games that they have coming up right now. Now, I think that an NX reveal, like revealing the actual games, I don't think that will actually happen until maybe early January. And hear me out on this, okay? So, Nintendo has their investor meeting coming up for their second quarter earnings. It's on October 26th, I believe, is the day. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But if you guys remember back in their meeting in April, talking about their first quarter earnings, that's when they unveiled the fact that the NX wouldn't be coming until March 2017. That's when we found out Breath of the Wild was being delayed until 2017. That's when we found out about Fire Emblem Mobile and Animal Crossing Mobile. So I think that this investor meeting is going to actually be a pretty big one. You know, they're at the end of a console generation and they've got a new one presumably on the horizon within like 5 months, which like it's hard to believe that March is like 5 months away, but it basically is. It, they've got to start talking about reasons for why they're financial investors, why people should who are invested in Nintendo financially should remain invested. They need to start talking about that. So that's why I think that at their investor meeting later this October, I think that they're gonna unveil kind of what the NX is. Like, what is the main like gimmick behind it, or what is like why is this different from the Wii? Why is this different from the Wii U? And then I think that they'll actually like they'll take that time to kind of let people like let that sink in, like what the NX is. But then I think that they're gonna actually reveal the games in January, like early January, I think, like almost like a New Year's thing, like January 3rd, January 4th, somewhere in that range. And now this isn't an unusual thing for Nintendo to do. They actually did this with the Wii. If you remember way back in like 2005, no, it was like 2006, when Nintendo showed off the Revolution controller. At that point, we didn't know what the Revolution was. We just knew that it was Nintendo's next console. It of course became the Wii later on. Like we now know it as the Wii, but they showed off the Wii remote, and they just like talked about how like this is going to change gaming. It's going to like change the way you play your games, how you're going to look at games. It's going to bring in new audiences, like the casual audience, and it did that. The Wii was super successful. I'm wondering if they're taking a similar approach to this, where they unveil kind of like the main gimmick behind the console at this investor meeting, where it would be important to unveil something like that, and it would make sense to unveil something like that. Um, but then they're also going to restrict their timeline, like how far apart they're going to space the unveiling of the console and the unveiling of the games. Because the Wii U, we all know that they unveiled the Wii U way too early, and they really shouldn't have unveiled it that early. They should have taken their time and gotten the games ready to present for the console. Um, so I wonder if they're kind of like combining like those two ideas together to hopefully have a successful marketing campaign for the NX. Now, another reason why I think that they might wait until January with the games is, and now this has actually been, I'm pretty sure this has been confirmed. This has been, like, in the past few days, there have been rumors coming out that I think have been confirmed that Miyamoto has actually been at Universal Studios in, I believe, Orlando. I could be wrong on that. But Shigeru Miyamoto has been there, and they've been filming something, for like filming something, of course, Nintendo related. If Miyamoto is there, now, what this says to me is that, well, of course, we know that Nintendo is working with Universal to make Nintendo themed attractions. Now, what this says to me is that they are preparing like a big, like, shabam, like a big blowout of just Nintendo stuff. And I think that they want to start off 2017 right with a brand new Nintendo. We've heard about all of these brand deals that Nintendo's making. Like there's teaming up with Sony for a movie apparently, like a Mario movie. They're with Universal Studios now with the attractions. They're working on mobile now with I think it's DNA or something. I think is what they're called. They've got a lot of brand deals going on, and they've really started to kind of turn over a new leaf this year. But I think 2017, it just seems right. Starting a new year, starting a new Nintendo. They finally got a new president established with Kimishima now. They're kind of past the whole like Iwata death thing, which really did cause some inner turmoil in Nintendo, I think. I think the lack of Nintendo Directs that we got for a long time there. Oh, I'm a burp. Oh. So yeah, I am burpy today. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think that like now that Nintendo kind of has like new management, like they've got Kimishima now, they're past the whole Iwata thing. I think Nintendo is really planning something big with all of their brand deals with DNA, with Universal, with Sony, potentially Sony. I don't know if that one's confirmed or not with the Mario movie, but I think that they are really like getting ready to do a big just like overall like Nintendo Direct or like live event or something. Because I think that they really want to like show off the fact that they have been working on a lot of amazing things, and they really want to show you what they really want to show us fans why Nintendo is still like they're legit. They're still legit. They're still something that people should care about, or at least gamers should care about. Um, and I think that they want to make sure they have all of that ready, like for when they want to reveal it. Because, like, let's be real, Nintendo news has been very dry lately. There's been like nothing coming out about Nintendo, which of course a lot of it revolves around the NX. Which of course they're not going to talk about that until a moment. Like they shouldn't talk about that a moment before they're ready to. But because that's like gaming is still their main like focus, I don't think that they want to talk about like their other big stuff until like they're ready to talk about their next gaming stuff. So that's why I think that we might not see any true like NX reveals until January. Again, I think we'll see kind of the gimmick and the main idea behind the NX at this investors meeting coming up, and we might even see like Breath of the Wild running on it or something, and like what the differences are, but like what the hardware differences are between the Wii U and the NX version, because I think they've even said that there's not any different content in the NX version, but I don't think we'll see any like new Mario games or any new like Zelda or not Zelda, like any Mario or like Donkey Kong or like Pokemon or Metroid. I don't think we're going to see anything like that until like early next year when they're ready to show everything that they have off. Um, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about the NX. Um, I would love to be wrong. Like I would totally love to be wrong about this stuff. I would love to see new NX games this year, but I think it's very possible that we won't. I still actually think that they will hit that March deadline. Probably like March 30th at like 11:59 p.m. or something, or March 31st. I don't remember if there's 30 days in March or not. But let me know in the comments what you thought about this. Get talking. What do you think about this NX stuff? If you enjoyed this video, of course, please leave a like. Leave a like. It really means a lot. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Nintendo NX coverage, hopefully soon, if this thing is not like dead in the ground, if it's not a mystery myth machine or whatever, and other Nintendo goodness. All right, peace out, guys. Bye.